Cup, cheering their home side. Tommy Fleetwood paired with Rory McIlroy, moments he will never forget. Points for him yesterday. Jon Rahm on the finest form, inspired by Seve Ballesteros, chipping in magic around the greens. We saw some of the greatest action on day one of this Ryder Cup. Hovland with his putt on 18 to halve the match in the afternoon in the four balls with Tyrrell Hatton. And one of the moments so far, Justin Rose rising to the occasion, holing out on 18 and getting a half point in his match in the afternoon with Bob McIntyre against Max Homa and Wyndham Clark, supported by the whole side. Oh, the troops rallying him. Pictures you will simply not forget, and they will go down in history. I have to say, a very athletic squat as well from Justin Rose. It's been brilliant. Honestly, the atmosphere here, if you've never been to a Ryder Cup, it's off the charts. Everybody's absolutely loving it. The crowds will be flooding in here very shortly. They'll be let through the gates. Some of them are already here. Good morning, everybody. I can see in the distance, I can see some American fans. Good to see you. Anyone here for Team Europe? Are Europe going to get some more points today? Is it going to be an American fight back? Honestly, if they're this excited this early, just imagine in about an hour's time. When Nick Colsaerts came on this tee yesterday, it was spine-tingling, it was electric. He got the whole crowd on their feet. And if you go to social media on Ryder Cup Europe, you can see exactly what happened. They're cheering. What about those putts on 18, though, yesterday? They were, yeah. Here's the first one. Let's have a look. Victor Hovland in the afternoon with Tyrrell Hatton. Is it going in? Is it dropping? That was to get a half point against Justin Thomas and Jordan Spieth, who were two up the Americans with 5 to play. What a comeback in that first match. Moving on to Jon Rahm. And Rahm and Højgaard against Scheffler and Koepka. And Ron, that was for eagle on 18. I don't think he could believe it. He also eagled the 16th with a chip in there. And the Spaniard said afterwards he was definitely inspired by Seve Ballesteros. Justin Rose. Watch this. Rose and Bob McIntyre got a half point against Max Homa and Wyndham Clark. I've got goosebumps watching that again, and it will be replayed for the next 20, 30 years, that moment. It meant that the Europeans finished the day with 6.5 points. Oh, there is Luke Donald congratulating his side. He couldn't have asked for anything better. Look at the fire, the determination, the grit that this European side showed yesterday. But for the Americans, for Zach Johnson's side, what can they do? Can they put some points on the board? Just the 1.5 points yesterday. They lost the morning session 4-0 and got those 3 half points in the afternoon. We will be looking ahead to the four balls and who will be playing with who very shortly. But I'm going to stay on this first tee and soak up some of the atmosphere, but let's get out and about and see what is happening around the grounds. Tommy Fleetwood, he has just arrived. He obviously got that point with McIlroy yesterday, and I'm sure you're all aware they're paired together again this morning. They're first off at 7:35 a.m. up against Jordan Spieth and Justin Thomas. Just to remind everybody, Thomas and Spieth, they won both of their foursomes matches in 2021. There is Ludwig Aubert, who is partnered again with Victor Hovland in the foursomes. They won 4 and 3 yesterday. The spotlight is certainly on him, but he's taking it in his stride. The youngster who turned pro in June, won the Amiga European Masters, hasn't even played in a major, coming here with literally no fear. There's JT. great record in the Ryder Cup. That half point yesterday will have stung because they were 2 up with 5 to play, but he's out with his great mate Jordan Spieth, who we saw on the range. Adam Hunt, our reporter, was out watching Jordan Spieth on the range yesterday. But they're brilliant mates, and they've got a brilliant foursomes record against Rory McIlroy and Tommy Fleetwood in that first match out. 4 balls this afternoon, but as I say, 6.5 points to 1.5 points, and poised for a brilliant day. 8 points available today. Theoretically, if Europe were to win all 8 points, they would win the Ryder Cup come the close of Saturday. It's a big ask. We've got a lot of golf to play, and as you know in sport, expect the unexpected. Anything can happen. Okay, Adam Hunt is out and about to bring us what's going on around the grounds. Yesterday we saw him sprinting from the entrance to try and get a seat on this first tee with all the fans. It was sensational, and Adam, you're very athletic, you were very quick. Where are you now, and are you running?
Well, day 2 of the Ryder Cup, and the fans are already streaming in here early in the morning, and I've found some gladiators here in Rome. Now, they're a mixture of Belgian and French gladiators, but so, I mean, what an absolutely fantastic day 1 for the European fans. What are you hoping to see on day 2? More of the same, I'm assuming?
We hope that could be finished for today. Europe will win today. No match tomorrow. Go Europe, go!
And which players are you hoping to see on the first tee? Which ones are you? Oh, well, I suppose we just read the Tomics and Roriks. Very good. Very good. Is there any part of you that is perhaps a little bit worried that the US might do yesterday what Europe did? Do today what Europe did yesterday?
I think the confidence for Europe is very big, and for today it will be the same as yesterday, and it will be a good day for Europe. Yeah.
Okay. Are you going to be on the first tee? Have you got tickets to go on the first tee?
Not yet, but we have to go fast maybe.
You're hoping. Okay. Well, you've got your chainmail, your gladiators outfits on. I'll let you run ahead. Enjoy your day. Thank you.
Thank you too. Thank you. Have a good day.
It really was a wonderful atmosphere on day 1 yesterday, and as all the players came onto the tee, the roars, the cheers, the excitement here was amazing. Nick Colsaerts came on, got the crowd going. Thomas Bjorn walked onto the tee, one of the vice-captain. Huge cheers. When that first pairing for the Europeans, John Rahm and Tyrrell Hatton, walked on, the noise levels, honestly, I think you could hear the noise in London. It was so loud. But the fan experience is brilliant. The village here, so much entertainment going on. The opening ceremony was sensational. I think literally, if you're here this week, they are memories to take away forever. And today, this first tee again, it's going to be rocking, it's going to be bouncing. It's like no other atmosphere in sport. Don't forget, this is the greatest competition in golf, and the players, this is the one they want to be part of. Now, this first hole, as we've alluded to over the last few weeks, months, is certainly no pushover. It's a par 4, it's 445 yards, slight doghill left, it's uphill, and yesterday, a few leaking right, a few leaking left. Don't forget, the nerves on this first tee are like no other. Having spoken to so many previous captains, you really cannot understand unless you're a player walking on here. John Rahm says it's one of the greatest moments ever in his career to walk on here. He feels like he can't control his emotions, but he loves it. When I spoke to Nick Colsaerts as well, after he got the crowd going, he said he couldn't actually feel his legs. He was that nervous, but he just loved it. It was great. Okay, we're going to show you some of the great holes here on this Marco Simone golf course, which has been completely renovated since 2017. It's fantastic. Let's have a look at the first and second hole, what challenge the golfers face.
There is nothing that can prepare you for the anticipation and adrenaline experienced on the first tee of a Ryder Cup. it's like nothing else in the game. Picking up momentum and building a lead is crucial in the Ryder Cup. Since 1985, just over 63% of teams leading after the second hole go on to win the match. A mind-blowing statistic.
In 2021, the United States was 9-1-2 when leading after the second hole, which means the opening 2 holes at Marco Simone are tactically crucial for both teams in 2023.
A team could really benefit from taking the opening hole, a 445-yard par 4. Over 60% of matches are won after winning the first hole.
With nerves hopefully under control after the first, the demanding par 4 second gives players plenty of options off the tee.
For their second shots, you would absolutely rather play from the fairway than the rough. These players want to control a spin as much as they possibly can when hitting their approach shots.
The average approach distance here is around 180 yards, which is a hard 8-iron or an easy 7-iron for most of these guys. However, adrenaline pumping, I'm thinking it's probably an 8.
It's up at the green where you are most likely to run into problems. With the green being very hard to hit in regulation, a par has a great chance of getting your team's colors on the scoreboard.
Who will walk off that second green with the all-important momentum? Who will be up in the match? Making better decisions on these opening 2 holes could be absolutely crucial.
Well, we've seen plenty of confident European fans here on day 2 at the Ryder Cup. Have we found some confident American fans all the way from Wyoming here to Rome in Italy? Hopefully you're enjoying your trip, regardless of what happens today. Can the USA turn it round on day 2?
Well, we're really hoping they did a good effort yesterday in the second round, so let's get it done.
And in terms of your trip here to the Ryder Cup, is this the first time you've ever been to a Ryder Cup? You've been before, maybe over in the States?
First Ryder Cup, but let me tell you something. George Washington was down 6-2 at Valley Forge. He didn't give up. We're not going to give up. USA, here we go. USA! 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 USA!
Very, very good. Just a couple of questions. Great singing. You obviously got some voice on you early in the morning. I think you're going to get drowned out by the Europeans, not for the first time. If you can hear me, what's been special about coming to see a Ryder Cup here in Europe and traveling to Rome and experiencing all of the atmosphere so far?
Well, I know Rome right now is trending on social media. Everybody's talking about the Colosseum and have you been to Rome? And so we're here, we're supporting our country, we're proud Americans, and we're excited for today.
And will you be on the first tee? Have you got a ticket to be on there to watch the opening tee shots?
Nope, we're going to brave the crowd and push our way in and get up there and support our team this morning.
Okay, just finally before we let you go, who's your favorite player on the US team? Who are you hoping picks it up today and plays well for the US?
I'm always a big fan of Jordan Spieth. I think he's got great attitude, great team spirit, and I want to wish him and his wife congratulations for their new baby.
Yes, new baby girl born a couple of weeks ago. Congratulations to him. Hope you can turn it around here on day 2. We'll leave it there. Let's head it out with another Team USA. Come on, chant it way. USA! 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 USA!
They love us here. They love us here.
Unbelievable scene, so no man is staying up past him.
I want to say me, but probably Shane or Till, probably.
I would say Till.
Probably me, because I don't really drink, so yeah, probably me.
I feel like if Tyrrell gives it a good go, it's going to be hard to beat him.
Without a doubt, Sepp.
Sepp Straka. Sepp. I saw him in action at the Hero Cup this year.
I mean, the performance that he put in at the Hero Cup earlier this year was off the charts.
Dark horse. I've seen him in the past. He can stand. Yeah, Sepp will go with the best of them.
Unbelievable scene, so no man is staying up past him.
Hopefully all of us will stay up late Sunday night.
I really love that, getting an inside bit of knowledge about who will be last at the bar come Sunday evening. It will be some party, I'm sure, for both sides. It really is a celebration of sports here at the 44th Ryder Cup. We heard from some of the American fans there. They're really in high spirit. The fans are starting to arrive here on the first tee. Can you give us a wave, everybody? We can just about see you. Are you happy to be here? Oh, they are. Someone's got sort of flashing lights on their head. I don't know if you can see. Yes, you can see. They're wearing some LED lights on their head. We can see you. Good morning. Give us a wave. Yeah, they are. Hopefully, if that light pans back to them. There we go. Hello. Oh, just missed her. Just missed her. The moon is out above the first grandstand here. And Rome, as I say, it really is the perfect setting, steeped in history. Rome dates back to 753 BC. The architecture is sensational. If you're traveling from around the world and coming here for the first time, it's wonderful to see. We've got a first century villa on the golf course here, views of St. Peter's Basilica, history everywhere, and history will be made over the next couple of days. It is day 2 of the Ryder Cup. Let's take a look at the foursomes pairings and who is out first. Rory McIlroy was out last in the foursomes yesterday morning with Tommy Fleetwood. They're going up first today against Spieth and Thomas, who have a great foursomes record. Moving on to Victor Hovland and Ludwig Aubert, victorious yesterday. They take on Koepka and Scheffler, who played in the four balls together yesterday. Shane Lowry and Sepp Straka, he could be last at the bar against Brian Harman, Open champ, and Max Homa, who managed that half point in the afternoon with Wyndham Clark. John Rahm and Tyrrell Hatton, again, they play together against Xander Schauffele and Patrick Cantlay, who won both of their foursomes matches in 2021. They didn't win yesterday, did they, against that top pairing of Rahm and Hatton. So this is a matchup in our fourth match today. Schauffele and Cantlay, excuse me, they played McIlroy and Fleetwood in the final foursomes yesterday morning, and they're playing in the final they're playing in the final match of the foursomes today. The crowd here in about 20 minutes time will be incredibly loud, and we're looking forward to them coming through. Adam is out and about around the golf course, bringing us inside the ropes, and the preparation here has been sensational. Both captains have prepared their teams to the utmost. Luke Donald on the golf course and off the golf course as well. Let's take a look inside the European team room to see exactly how well prepared Luke Donald is.
Good morning, everyone. Luke Donald here, your captain. Just wanted to take you through some of the European team spaces that we have in store here at Marco Simone for the Ryder Cup. Follow me. For me, the big thing about this area was to create something homely, something where they felt like they could be all together. We've got some pictures from our practice trip on the walls. Again, this was the first time as a team we got together. We have a chill out area. People who might not be playing in the morning on a Friday or Saturday can come here, watch a bit of the coverage. Through here is where the guys will be having their breakfast, lunch before the matches. Very serene spaces. We've got some great pictures on the walls. Jose, Sevi, iconic partnerships. This is an amazing space just for them to keep that team bonding going. So follow me, we'll go downstairs to the locker room. This is where the players will first see the history wall. This is every player that has played for Team Europe. History is really important part of this week. It's an important part of why we play Ryder Cups. We're inspired by those who came before us, and it's now our opportunity to write our own story. Only 168 players have ever played for Team Europe. Sevi is obviously a big part of it. You'll see a lot of Sevi within the team areas. A big part of my captaincy is to making sure all the rookies feel like they belong, that they have an opportunity to contribute to Team Europe. And these are the guys that in the past have really shined as rookies. And this is our locker room. Alphabetical order, player, caddy, player, caddy. Again, we're all part of a team, we're all in this together. Come through, their bags are ready, all their stuff, all their gear. You know, the guys' eyes will be lighting up when they come see this for the first time. Now, follow me to my most favorite room in this area. This is our team dressing room. Now, this is where I wanted to create a very intimate space, a sacred room where we could all come together, share ideas, share stories. Every player under their name says, "This is your time," in their native language. It's 12 lockers plus 1, 13 lockers, 1 for Sevi. Sevi is our ultimate symbol of what makes a European player great. His spirit and his enthusiasm and his soul will be with us all the way. The last thing they see once they head out to the golf course. Picture of Sevi, designed by local art students, forever in our hearts. Again, an ode to Sevi. What the Ryder Cup meant to him, they will feel that as they go out, and they'll be ready to go.
Well, you do a lot of running in this job, let me tell you that for free. We've made our way all the way from the queue and the security point, a long, long distance. I mean, it feels like about a mile, but it's probably less than that, all the way here to the first tee. We're just underneath the first tee grandstand. You can see the people behind me just queuing to get in. We've got 4 Irish fans over my shoulder wearing their Irish green as they make their way into the stands. And I just thought we'd show you just how big this structure is. 5,000 fans will be packed in here for the start of the day's play in a little while's time. So we're going to walk up the steps, talking about the amount of calories that have been burned so far here at the Ryder Cup over the last day and a half, not just by the players, but by us as well. Cameraman Tim's doing a fabulous job up here. I don't know if you can see the scaffolding above my head, but it is an absolutely fabulous structure. Look at this, in order to be able to get everybody in here. So we're going to keep going up to the steps, and hopefully, when we get to the top, we should be rewarded with an absolutely fabulous view. I haven't actually been to the top here, but we've been told that at the top of here is the media balcony, where if you're one of, I think, the lucky 75, I believe there's 75 space for 75 people, so hopefully there's not already 75 people already up there, probably is, who will be looking down from right at the very top of the back of the grandstand, looking down on the first tee to watch those opening tee shots. Remember the first game, I know you said Di, but 7:35 local time here in Rome. This is where I start to get tired. I'm only about halfway up. How are you getting on, Tim? You all right? He's not too bad. Rory McIlroy and Tommy Fleetwood against Justin Thomas and Jordan Spieth, with Team Europe 6.5, 1.5 up. And here we are. Oh, there's hardly anyone up here yet. Look at this, Tim. Brilliant. I don't know if you can see me on the other cameras that we've got dotted around here. It's a little bit dark. God, I am out of breath. Need to do some exercise. But you can see around here, 5,000 seats. Not actually the biggest grandstand we've had in Ryder Cup history. That was the last European one in Paris. 8,000 seats that time, 5,000 here. But it really is still a cacophony of noise. There'll be a DJ playing here later. Wonderful atmosphere when the players walk out. It is truly, truly special. And if Tim just pans around a little bit, I don't know if you can see in the dark because the spotlight's passing around, Di, but there are people already in the stands just taking their seats down at the front. You can pick out plenty of European fans. Some of them are waving at us. There's the Norwegian flag in front. They'll be hoping to see Victor Hovland teeing off here a little bit later. He's in the second game against partnering Ludwig Aberg. How well they played yesterday against Scotty Scheffler and Brooks Koepka. That's the second one at 7:50 a.m. But Di, I'm running out of breath, as you can tell. It's absolutely brilliant view up here. I might stay up here all morning.
You've done so well, Adam, to get up those stairs. I tried to do it yesterday and
Tim,
was really struggling.
done well. I mean, he's carrying about 4 tons of camera gear, so.
Oh, well done, Tim, our cameraman, getting up there. But you did brilliantly to keep talking and get to the top. Adam, can I just ask you a quick question? You've spoken to a load of fans over the last couple of days. You just spoke to some Americans this morning. Are they super confident they can get some points on the board today?
Well, I think, as you said, Di, you know, they are confident. They believe that if it happened yesterday for Team Europe, that it can happen today for Team USA. They've obviously got to get off to a really, really quick start. I think they're putting all their eggs in that basket, aren't they? Justin Thomas and Jordan Spieth, who particularly Thomas played well yesterday, answering some of the question marks that were over his head after a difficult year on the PGA Tour, but he performed yesterday, played really well, and they're really going to have to get off to a fast start, aren't they, against Rory McIlroy and Tommy Fleetwood, who arguably the best pairing from Europe yesterday early on in the foursome. So it's going to be so interesting to see what they bring today, because they cannot afford to get off to a slow start. As you mentioned, I've been speaking to loads of American fans. It really is, I can't stress enough how fun it's been to speak to all of the fans out there in the crowd. It really is a wonderful atmosphere. Convivial atmosphere, I have to say, between the Europeans and Americans. There's been some interesting chants going back and forth between the two, but it's a really friendly atmosphere. We're enjoying the golf. Everyone's enjoying watching, just being here, soaking it in. There is no event in the whole of sport, not just golf, that is like the Ryder Cup, and the Americans are confident on day two.
You're absolutely right. Who has the best outfits, Adam, from what you've seen?
Oh. Where do I start, Di? We've seen gladiators, we've seen Italian chefs, we've seen bald eagles from the States, we've seen mullets, far too many mullets, I have to say, Americans, come on. We've seen all sorts. What would I say the best outfit is? We saw those gladiators, I suppose faux gladiators earlier from Belgium and France.
Yeah.
Pretty good outfits, I like the names, Tomix and Rorix and all that sort of stuff, but the best outfit we saw yesterday was this elder gentleman who had obviously found, I don't know whether it was an actual relic, I doubt it, but it was a chainmail gladiator outfit. And in the heat, you and I both know how hot it is here in Rome in the middle of the day in the morning sun. About 11 o'clock it starts to get really, really warm. And he was trudging around, he was carrying his fake sword, and he had a huge smile on his face. And I said to him, "Have you enjoyed the golf so far today?" And he went, yes, it's been brilliant. So despite the fact that he was having to walk around dressed as a gladiator, presumably all day, he was still enjoying his brilliant day one here at the Ryder Cup. So I'd say that out of a brilliant selection of outfits has been the best so far.
Oh, good stuff. Thanks very much, Adam. I'm just having a little walk on this first tee, walking backwards. I don't know if you can see the guardians of the Ryder Cup. Morning, gentlemen. Hi. Can we have a little song from you? Are you ready? Have you warmed up yet? Oh, you're on the strepsils. Was it a late night? It was. Will you be singing for us later on? Oh, you want some coffee and they've got some strepsils going on. But give us a wave in terms of outfits. Ladies and gentlemen, do you think the guardians of the Ryder Cup look good this morning? But you are brightening up our morning, you really are. The sun rises at 7 o'clock, but so far you're one of the highlights. Anyone else dressed up in some outfits today? Where are you? Over here. The Americans are here, can you see? They've got their flags, they're wearing their awesome United States t-shirts. Are America going to get some points today? Yeah. Really? Jordan Spieth, Justin Thomas, are they going to win their first foursomes match? What about European? Come on, everybody who's here for Team Europe. How many points? Is it going to be 4 points in the morning session? Oh, that got a mixed response. The main question is, how much fun is this? Oh, it's fabulous. It's great stuff. And thanks, guys. Thank you for chatting to me. I'm going to make my way back down to the tee area. But the European outfits, yeah, you look glorious. You look really good. And it's so lovely. It really is to speak to those coming through the gates, the Irish, the Norwegians, the Danes, the Swedes, those from France. Oh, they're going. Can you hear them? They're here. Go on. You're warming up. Can you hear them? Can you hear them? There we go. That's it. Excellent. Give them a clap, everyone. Give them a clap. We'll be singing shortly. Thanks, gents. You look brilliant in terms of fashion. There have been some hits and some misses over the years, but yesterday, the Europeans, the boys in blue, look fabulous. The question is, what will they be wearing today? Let's take a look.
Since our partnership began in 2016, the quality of Loro Piana's fabrics, coupled with the evolving specialist design and production knowledge, have made them the ideal clothing partner for Team Europe. Like the past 3 editions of the Ryder Cup, we've incorporated Loro Piana's emblematic Kummel colour into our Saturday outfit. The design precision of this garment will hopefully transfer onto the golf course. The team will no doubt look great both in person and on TV at Marco Simone Golf and Country Club.
It's by Humanity's Last Breath. It's called In Still. Super talented, and I just really like, just the beats are crazy and obviously extremely heavy.
This is, I'm gonna have a conversation with him, I think.
But the drummer that's on this band, and I believe he also produces the music.
I think you played that for like 15 seconds too long there.
That's not even music. That's not even music. That's horrendous.
I mean, I don't need any more rage in my life.
And my favorite band is actually, it's a different band called Viljarta.
Sounds like the devil.
What is wrong with Victor?
It's just super chaotic, but the more you listen to it, you find the rhythm and beats, and it kind of comes together and makes sense.
Is that his favorite song? That's like the most horrific thing I've ever heard in my life. The music and the beat's okay, but then when the guy starts to sing, it's horrendous.
Yeah, I've heard enough. It's absolutely terrible.
And sometimes if you're in the gym and you want to work out hard, it's just a great song to pump you up.
Well, Victor Hovland's favourite music is heavy metal, and a lot of the European team are not fans of it. Anyone fans of heavy metal music in our audience? Oh, the Guardians are saying no. Some are saying yes. Mixed opinion. Some may like Victor Hovland's music, but in terms of his golf game, my goodness, he's certainly on fire. Won the Tour Championship, the BMW Championship as well, the FedEx Cup. Won yesterday, just points for Europe. He's on fine form. Here he is, arriving, getting ready for his tee time. Give him a cheer, everybody. Playing with Ludwig Ober, the two Scandinavians again together. They won 4 and 3 yesterday, and they tee off at 7:50 a.m. this morning. Incredible to see what he's been doing in the States of late, and his golf game yesterday. He was in the zone, he was in the moment, as were so many players. To remind everybody of some of those putts from the Europeans on the 18th green, Justin Rose. He rose to the occasion with that putt on 18 to get a half point. Do we get a cheer for Rosie on 18? Great stuff. A cheer for Victor Hovland on 18 yesterday. And do we have any John Rahm fans with us? Oh, he was inspired by Seve. A chip in at the 16th hole for eagle, and then a birdie putt on the 18th as well, and they got a half point. The Europeans got those 3 half points and a point with Rory McIlroy and Matt Fitzpatrick in that final group. Fitzpatrick with 4 birdies and an eagle from the second onwards. Rory did come in and he had a birdie on the 7th hole, but they were on fine form. The match finished 5-3 in that final 4-balls game. So we've got the foursome starting again this morning, but as we say, this Marco Simone golf course is set up brilliantly. Let's have a look at some of the key holes that the players will face.
Go for broke and go for the green on your tee shot, or play it safe and lay up. That is the Ryder Cup in a nutshell. The Ryder Cup put the majesty of the drivable par 4 back on the golfing map. Holes like the 10th at the Belfry encapsulated the roller coaster ride of the competition.
There is a magnificent golf shot. Now remember, this is a par 4 and he has driven the green.
How do players approach the risk-reward holes when they are at different times in the match? How does each format help shape these decisions? It's as much a mental contest as it is a physical one. There's a lot of chess being played out there.
Incredibly, the USA and Europe have both averaged exactly 3.7 strokes on short par 4s, under 350 yards.
On the back nine of Marco Simone, there are 2 drivable par 4s that will be getting a lot of attention at this year's Ryder Cup. The 329-yard 11th and the 303-yard 16th. For today's longer hitters, these numbers are well within reach.
The 11th, the easiest par 4 on the golf course, saw around 15% of players try to drive the green in both 2021 and 2022. That decision gained over 2/5 of a stroke over players that chose to lay up.
On the 16th, those numbers are even higher. Nearly 30% of players went for the green and gained nearly half a shot on those who didn't. Weighing these choices on these 2 crucial drivable par 4s could make a huge difference.
In 4-balls, you may well see one player lay up and one player go for the green. In foursomes and singles, you may well want to see what your playing opponent does first, and maybe let them make a mistake. Decisions.
Well, we've been chatting to plenty of fans excited, ready for day 2 here at the Ryder Cup, and the players and their teams are getting ready now too. We've seen those pictures, those live pictures just a few moments ago of the players arriving from Team USA and Team Europe, and members of Team USA, not the players, but crucial members, have made their way out to the putting green. We're on the practice area now. It is still dark. Just over to my left, the sun is beginning to rise, but work has begun for Team USA. The 2 men in your picture there, Michael Grella, the caddy of Jordan Spieth, who is currently just placing out some marks on the putting green using tees and a black marker, presumably to mark where Spieth will be coming to do some putting practice in a few moments' time. We are told they are due out imminently because just over an hour to go until their tee time in that first match, 7:35 a.m. local time, game 1, Justin Thomas and Jordan Spieth against Rory McIlroy and Tommy Fleetwood. And then over to the left of Michael Grella there is Justin Thomas's father and long-time coach in the hat with sunglasses on top. He's here obviously as his son will be heading out. Justin Thomas will be walking out here to practice his putting in a few moments as well. We actually saw him, it was interesting, after his match with Jordan Spieth in the afternoon 4-balls, head out here. He wasn't here for long, was he, Tim? About 10 minutes just practicing his putting. Shows the work that goes in to get ready for the matches, and also work after the matches have finished here at the Ryder Cup. Everything is being put in by Team USA to try and get back into this one, because they are heavily down, 6.5, 1.5. They need a miracle really here on day 2 of the Ryder Cup. So that is the scene here at the putting green. We've got the chipping green behind us, the driving range as well, where the lights are just coming on. So we think in the next couple of minutes we'll be seeing some players stepping out just to do their last minute preparations before the tee times start at 7:35 here in Rome.
So Jamie settles over this one. There it goes. Now then, he's watching this. a little bit anxiously. Oh, what a shot! Oh, it's almost in the hole! Oh, my goodness me! What a shot! He spun it back to no more than 18 inches, and that, I can assure you, is the Ryder Cup for Europe.
Helps if you turn your microphone on. What a great moment in Ryder Cup history. The second shot on the 15th for Jamie Donaldson. Was anyone at Gleneagles? 2014 victory for the European Ryder Cup side. So much praise for Paul McGinley in the way he masterminded that victory and what he did in the team room, what he did on the golf course. And do you remember the geese flying over the closing ceremony? Justin Rose always talks about that. Fabulous memories, so many memories, and so many are going to be made over the next 2 days. Don't forget, we've still got a lot of golf to play. There are 8 points available today, of course, 4 points in the foursomes games this morning, 4 points this afternoon in the four balls. Then we have the 12 singles matches. How will the captains decide who's playing this afternoon? We love guessing, don't we, and trying to figure out who will be playing with who. And the lineup for the singles tomorrow, there really is a lot to look forward to. Now, everybody here in this grandstand, just a little bit of housekeeping. If anybody does want to go for a comfort break, please make sure you get a wristband if you're leaving the grandstand to come back in. That would be great if you get a wristband so they can let you back in to the grandstand. Okay, foursomes is nearly upon us. 7:35 a.m. is the first tee time. Let's remind ourselves who's playing with who. Rory McIlroy and Tommy Fleetwood, who played in the fourth match of the foursomes yesterday, out first against Jordan Spieth and Justin Thomas. Hovland and Aubert paired together again against Koepka and Scheffler, who were together in the four balls yesterday. Shane Lowry and Sepp Straka victorious 2-1 in the foursomes yesterday morning, again together against Homer and Harmon. And then finally, do we get a cheer for this European pairing? John Rahm and Tyrrell Hatton. They take on Xander Schauffele and Patrick Cantlay. Just to remind you, the first time in history that the Americans didn't win a point in a Ryder Cup day yesterday. I think that's getting the crowds going. The Americans, though, they are the defending champions, had a great victory at Whistling Straits in 2021, 19-9. Hopefully, if you are an American, Zach Johnson will have rallied his troops and done some team talks last night. But for USA, they haven't won on European soil since 1993, 30 years. It would have to be a massive comeback. The United States will have to get off to a really quick start today and get some red on the board. Things changed so quickly in a Ryder Cup. We saw it in the four-ball session yesterday. About 2:30 local time, suddenly there was a lot of red on the board, but then in the next hour, the Europeans turned it around and it finished with those 3 ties and then that point from Rory McIlroy and Matt Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick, a winner on the PGA Tour this season, playing in his 3rd Ryder Cup. We have never seen such brilliant golf. Well, we have seen a lot of great golf from him, major champion, of course, but on that front 9 with 4 birdies and an eagle in his first 6 holes, it was fabulous to watch. You saw the smiles from Rory McIlroy. He was like, I'm just going to let my partner do this, but McIlroy came in with a birdie on the 7th. That finished 5 and 3, so it was 1.5 points for the United States in the afternoon. They didn't score in the morning. The scoreline right now, if you've been on another planet, you won't know, but I'm sure everybody in this audience knows it's 6.5, 1.5 right now. We are poised. Does that get a cheer? 6.5 points to Europe, ladies and gents. And for the United States, it is 1.5. They're getting ready. We're getting ready. We're trying to create some competition here on this first tee. Dawn is at 7 o'clock. We are just on the outskirts of Roma in Italia, the first staging of the Ryder Cup here in Italy. The hospitality has been amazing. Everyone's been waxing lyrical about how wonderful it's been over the last few days. Okay, Adam is out and about, and he can tell me what he's doing. Where are you, Adam?
Thanks, Di. Well, we've made our way. We're kind of between the chipping green and the driving range, and cameraman Tim's going to turn around because look at this, here they come. They've let the barriers go. What timing, Di. You couldn't have come to me any perfectly better timed. They've been saying don't run for the last 5 minutes, but I don't think that's worked because absolutely everybody I can see is running, not a single person walking, and they are flooding into the grounds here at Marco Simone Golf and Country Club to find the best vantage point they possibly can from all of the 18 holes. Some of them will be racing towards the first tee to try and get to where you are, Di, to get one of those lucky seats, general admission tickets to be able to watch the opening tee shots in that first match at 7:35 in about an hour's time. Game 1, Rory McIlroy and Tommy Fleetwood Mac against Justin Thomas and Jordan Spieth, but a huge number of them won't be heading for the first tee. They might go to the 18th, to the 16th, to the 4th, some of the holes that have got lovely vantage points. To be honest, any hole here on the grounds at Marco Simone, it really is a brilliant course for watching golf because of all of those vantage points, the hills and the hollows. It makes it very easy to watch all of the greens and tees. And so I've never seen so many people streaming in here on day 2 of the Ryder Cup. Let's just take you along. Tim's going to follow me along just to give you a sense of where we are. We're on the bridge, as I said, between the putting green where the caddies are still arriving. We saw Finno, Tommy Fleetwood's caddy, just sorting through the balls, picking between I think he plays with a Tightleys, Tommy Fleetwood, maybe a TaylorMade, but they've obviously got a choice of balls that are there, balls that they use during the matches, so he was choosing which ones that Tommy would be practicing his putting and chipping with. And then when the players have finished that, because they normally start, if you don't know, with putting and chipping, and then they head over this bridge, they'll be seeing all of the fans streaming in, plenty of them be shouting. They're not shouting my name, they don't know who I am, but they'll be shouting Tommy, 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 Rory, singing their songs. They're still going in. Tim can show you over way to my left. Look at them all coming in there. There's going to be so many people in the ground, same as yesterday. And then they get down here to the bottom of the steps, and then we're on the driving range. Here we are, welcome, they say. Hello guys, well, good morning. Bright and early, smiles on their faces. And then I think they head over here. They do. I'm just gonna, let's have a little look here. We go over to the driving range reception. Morning, everybody. We okay? And then we've got all the golf balls here. Come on, Tim, let's have a look. They're just getting ready. Look at that. That's worth a few euros, isn't it? All of those golf balls, nicely cleaned, ready. They're sorted into the baskets. We've got the Callaways there, TaylorMade, Titleist, Strixon. We've got all the brands that are ready for the players to get ready. And then you've got a note here, haven't you? Which balls that they use. Look at this. This is very helpful, isn't it? Wish I had that. So that's the European team. That's the Americans. All the balls that they use. And then they've got, there's Rory's. Let's grab a Rory ball, shall we? I'm allowed to do this, right? Precious. Look at that. Rory McIlroy. It's marked up. It goes straight. So if I hit it, he's what's your name? Jean Taboni. He tells me that if I hit this ball, yes, it will go 350 yards, yes, dead straight. You promise? Yes. Well, if I had a golf club, I'd try and prove that. Great stuff, thank you. So there's the Rory McIlroy ball. I hand it back to you, Di. But look at that. If you came over here, Di, when you're finished, and you hit this, apparently it goes 350 yards, dead straight down the driving range, I promise.
Oh, Adam, every time, of course, 350 straight down the driving range. It's a fabulous setup, and yeah, the practice areas here are fabulous. In fact, I'm looking at the crowd now. I think the majority of this audience could hit it straight down the fairway. Do you think you could? Oh, there's a little bit of doubt, actually. Maybe we'd get it, I don't know, 200 yards. But it's no push over this first hole. It's 445 yards, this par 4, the first tee. The first tee was brilliant yesterday. If you're joining us for the first time around the world, where have you been this is the greatest sporting event, well, I think so anyway, the greatest team golf competition. There's the amphitheatre around this first tee, 5,000 capacity. The cheering will be, can we start the cheering now? What do you think, everybody? Is everyone looking forward to day 2 of the 2023 Ryder Cup? Is it going to be, over this weekend, will it be a European victory? Will it be an American comeback? I have to say, there was a lot of noise then. Do we have a lot of people from the United States of America? Oh, great. So it's really wonderful to have you all with us. Thank you so much for traveling across the pond and coming here to Italia, to Roma. Keep it going. Get the chance going. You've got it. I've spoken to people from Wisconsin, from Carolina, from Texas, from Florida. Really great to get the support from the United States, and I'm sure Zach Johnson will be delighted considering they've really got to make a quick start today. But the Europeans, they're in fine form. We saw the Irish coming through the gates, the Scots for Bob McIntyre, a lot of people from the UK supporting the likes of Tyrrell Hatton. What will we see from Matt Fitzpatrick today? And anyone here from Northern Ireland? Yes, there are. Yes, supporting Rory McIlroy, who is out in that first pairing today. We are set up for a beautiful, brilliant day of golf. I'm looking in the distance down the first fairway, and I can see the sun is about to rise here on the outskirts of Rome. Can the Americans fight back? Will the Europeans extend their lead? We are set up for a classic.